but let's take it at that for surface level. Now, Hinduism believes that every human being is divine. So you don't need, we have not done anything. In other words, Hinduism is denying that man is a fallen race, that man sinned. Hinduism is actually denying that there was no Garden of Eden, and of course that there was no creation, that every human being on the surface of the earth is divine, and there had no corruption, man had not fallen, and there was nothing wrong with man. So Hinduism believes that. Now, if you come to the mixture of Euro-African religion, which so many people are keen today, especially in Africa, preaching Euro-African religion, is just between the acceptance of European created Savior, European created Jesus, and the traditional worship of idol. So they are sitting between the two. There are some European African religionists, European African religion believers who would dance to the ancestral, the traditional religion. There are some who would dance to European religion. There are some who will mix that. And so that has created this in-between religion called Euro-African religion. That's a little bit of European religion, European created Christ, European created Jesus, and that of African tradition mixed up together. And that's why so many people, so many preachers, especially in Africa, they have been mixing up the two, and they have been confused because they don't know where and what to do. Now, you see, let's read that. If you look at what there's this man, according to my beloved sister Tori, I think Tori or Tony, is a beloved sister living in UK. Now, she made a documentary of a man who went to the sea. Say that people don't understand. When you go to the sea, because there are beings inhabiting the sea. If you want to cross to the sea, if you want to cross to the ocean, that what you are going to do is make sacrifices to the beings, accepting them, acknowledging them, and telling them that you are on your own, that you have not come to do anything sinister, that you believe you acknowledge them and whatever. Make the sacrifices, do the sacrifices, throw the cola, throw the corn, throw the wine, throw whatever. And this man is a founder of one of the groups of Christian religion. Is a founder and is preaching in that particular religion in Nigeria. There's another one who, you see that, but he knew very well that those ones who are falling into the sea are marine spirits and they are demons. He knew very well, but he did not want to come out. He wanted to deceive his people in the same religion, Afro-European religion, to believe that this is the way. Because they are all in religion. They are all in religion. There's another man who have been creating music, creating traditions, and at the later time, he now said, oh, I'm going to remove all those. He's also from Nigeria, a renowned preacher of religion, European Jesus. A renowned preacher of European Jesus, saying, oh, he had put all the traditions, he had added a lot of things, and now he's going to remove that. He's a liar. Because he knew that what he did, and he patterned his Christian religious group according to the book, according to the Bible. And he named that according to, name that, I don't want to name that, he named that according to that, so that people will believe that they are neck deep in the doctrine of that book. And they will not compromise in the doctrine of that book. But he invariably added so many things into what they were doing. And that addition, he had now come to acknowledge that, okay, now I have added so many things, I'm going to remove that before I die. Look at what Christ told them when these people came. In Matthew chapter 15, verse 6, and he said, and thus have you made the commandment of God unrunning faith by your own tradition. Ye hypocrites, where did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying that people draw it near unto me with their mouth and honored me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Look at verse 9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the tradition, the commandment of men. They are teaching for doctrines the commandment of men. This man knew that he had been teaching the commandment of men. This man knew that he added his own, but he would go and deceive his followers and say, oh, no, it stated that we should not add, we should not remove, but he added. He added all those doctrines that he put there, the doctrines of men as the commandment of God, and made his followers to believe that these things were of God. Now, at the late age, now he's old and he's trying to say, no, I added all those things. It was not this. I added it by my own. It was not the Bible. He knew because he was following the tradition. He was following the Euro-African religion. That's why they dance in between the two. They dance in between African religion and they dance in between African religion and European religion that created the fake Jesus. That is where they were today, and that's why they cannot get any power. So if they cannot get any power, they go back to their traditional religion and get their power to do what they are doing today. That is what is happening. They are in between the two. So these men, that is, I'm just giving example with these two men, but there were so many of them. 99% of them are in that. Look at another one that they try to deny. That's what they try to deny, the fact that the real Messiah had come, and they try to follow the fake Jesus created by European Christianity. They try to follow the fake Jesus that the Europeans created and imbued them in the scriptures and came up with books. So another one is the Chrislam, that is Christianity, Islamic religion. Christian Islamic religion, especially propagated by the Baha'i, is a mixture of European created Christianity and Baha'i. It's a mixture. They now call it Chrislam. Now, finally, I'm going to tell you something because this is passing all through across. You see that the attempt to cover up, the attempt to masquerade the real Savior, the attempt not even to point man to the fact that there is Savior, that is the mystery of godliness. The mystery of godliness is that God manifested in the flesh. In an attempt by the devil to use man to do that, created religions. And in the creation of these religions, how did they do that? How did the devil manipulate man to make sure that they cover up the real Christ? They cover up, they manipulate the scriptures. Number one, they created for Jesus. Those are Christianity as a religion of Europeans created. For Jesus. They cover the real Jesus and the real Jesus. God is a God of order. God couldn't have brought another Jesus from another place apart from the place of creation, the place of the beginning of creation. God is a God of order. So if Christ would come, God knew that it would come from the place where he started creation. That would be in the continent of Africa. And so the real Christ came from the continent of Africa. Outside that, anybody who is following any other Christ is not following after the order of godliness, which is Christ's manifestation on the surface. So they had to create another Jesus. That is what European Christianity created. They had to create another Jews to cover up the fact that this is another Jesus. They had to create another Jews. They had to create another Israel. They had to create another laws, another days of worship, Sunday. They had to create another days of worship, Sunday. And they had to create another books. Instead of the scriptures, instead of the Holy Writ, they created the Bible. They copied, eclectic copying of the scriptures, put European values there, and came up with that. You know what they wanted to do? They wanted to come up with another Jesus. They wanted to come up with another Christ. They wanted to come up with another Savior. And that's why they did that. That's why they came up with the Bibles. The Bible, that's why they took the scriptures, made eclectic copy of that, added European values, and came up with that. That's not the only thing. That is what the person did doing across. If you look at the Mormons with the Book of Mormons, that's what they do. If you look at the Gremis, that's what they do. If you look at Quran, that's what they do. All the religions, that's what they do. To tell you that these are religions that are instigated, that are propagated by man under the influence of the fallen being, under the influence of the devil. And so that's how we are going to summarize the synopsis. We have seen the synopsis that all across, whether Judaism, whether Islam, European Christianity, whether African religion, Buddhism, Hinduism, Confucian, Afro religions, Chrislam, name them, whatever you name them, as long as that is a religion, is created by the fallen being, the one who deceived Adam in the Garden of Eden, to continue to manipulate man, to continue to try to deceive man. But Great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifested in the flesh. And that God that manifested in the flesh is Christ, the Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach. You believe in him, you'll be saved. No religion. Thank you.